So, Arsenal 1, Norwich nil. Edu promised us something different with the new signings. It will be like a new team, new foundations. Are these green shoots or simply weaker opposition? Let's see your thoughts on final match reaction on the Arsenal Lounge now.
Thomas, it's up for grabs now!
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira!
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it!
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Champions.
On the Arsenal Lounge, apparently. Sorry about that, but it is what it is. So struggled to find a stream today, gotta say. Not that I found anything dodgy, of course not. But Arsenal 1, Norwich nil. Scrambled sort of goal by Aubameyang. We can start talking about it, but let's have a look at the actual, the layout of the team and see your thoughts on it. So let's have a look. We had a first team consisting of Ramsdale, which was a surprise today. Tomiyasu, straight in, no messing around. White and Gabriel, finally we see those two paired up together. Been interested to see that. And Tierney. Then obviously we've got Sambi. No party starting today. Maybe he was a bit short and not ready yet. Maitland-Niles in. Promised game time, given game time in his preferred position. Pepe and Saka out wide with Odegaard in the middle and Aubameyang in his actual position. So, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are, and I'll be interested to find out. That's what we're here for. But look, I felt a little bit more comfortable with this lineup. I'm not going to lie, it felt better. Was it better, or was it simply that we were playing Norwich? Now, I did like the recovery of Gabriel and Gabriel and White. Sorry, I did like their recovery when people got in behind. They recovered really quickly, so they're obviously a lot more mobile than what we were used to seeing. I was particularly impressed with Tomiyasu's debut. He just went straight in. He was attacking more in the first half than I expected. We saw signs of Ramsdale and possibly why he started ahead of Leno as well during this game. He looked a lot more accomplished with the ball at his feet. He also looked confident. There was one he took a player on in his own box, and he looks a lot more accomplished. As I say, we did discuss this when the signing was made. We looked at the statistics provided by Le Grove and a few others with regards to Ramsdale and what he's like with the ball at his feet, and so far it seems to be the reason he's starting. Lokonga and Maitland-Niles. Let me hear your thoughts on that. How do you think Maitland-Niles did? For me, he did okay. We were more competitive, or more physically competitive. We got around a lot more, put a lot more tackles in than I've seen. So that was a plus. I think maybe Maitland-Niles' distribution can improve on the ball. Sometimes he had a couple of chances to put people through or keep the attack going, and he gave the ball away. But he done okay. But what I did like today is I like the fact that Aubameyang was making more runs, as was the likes of Pepe and Saka making runs in behind. It felt like they believed they were going to get the ball, or someone was going to spot them with the ball. White on the ball, looking for the channels there with Pepe. We saw Odegaard getting the ball, looking to slip it in. Saka. So Aubameyang looked more like himself, although he was a little bit wasteful. Pepe's touch today. Anyone else let me know about Pepe's touch today, because I don't know what was going on with his touch, and he was getting into good positions. But the one thing that concerns me about Pepe is in that final third, he's still a little bit erratic, and he doesn't make the decisions, the right decisions to either shoot or cut it back, or sometimes he overplays. We still need more from Pepe. So that's where I'm at with it. But I felt a lot more comfortable with the team, with players playing in their own positions, in their natural positions. And I have seen some green shoots, but I'd like to find out from you guys, am I just getting a bit overexcited? I mean, again, we only just won today, 1-0. It wasn't like it was an amazing performance, but there was signs there that we had a basis of foundations, as Edu would put it. So let me know. Let me have a look at what people are saying in the chat so far. Mohamed Zishan said Pepe was unlucky. Uber still looks rusty, says. Thanks for your comments there. Maximus, hello, mate. Nice to see you as well. I'm gonna drop a link in soon, just so that you guys can come in and have your say. So if you want to come in and have your say, let me know. I'm going to be dropping it in. Come and let's discuss the game. We also got Why Not in here. Abdullah's in here. Mo Aslam. Thanks, guys, for coming in. So let me know your thoughts on the game. What did you see? I'm going to drop a link in. I'm on my own today. Shaheen's not here. So you know what? I'm just going to drop the link in. Let me know, you guys. Come in. Let's have a chat, discuss the game. You tell me what your thoughts are. Anyone in particular stand out for you? Who's your man of the match, for example? And Jay, I've just sent the link in, man. Just look, here it is. Go for it. It's there. Let me know. Come in and have your say. Maximus, I know you've always got something to say, so let us know, man. Come and have a say with us and discuss what you think of the game. Jay, I've sent that in as well. I will have to say Norwich did get in behind us a little bit more than I expected. However, we did snuff it out quite often, which is something I'm not used to seeing us do. Once they're in behind us, they're in behind us. I was expecting a little bit more from Pepe. I was expecting Saka to be a little bit rusty after the internationals. We've got a few people already coming in. So let's just get this on the go because I'm feeling a little bit lonely here, boys. So we got Albert J in the house. Let's have a Albert.
Levs, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, good. I can, man. I can.
Excellent. Perfect. Who else we got? I'm going to bring one more person in. I'm going to do two at a time today. We got Adnan who's just about to sip on his bottle, and then he decides not to. So this is good, man. This is what I wanted. I didn't want to be sitting here on my one. So good. Anyone in the chats? Let's keep this moving. So did you watch the game, Albert? And Adnan, I'll come to you shortly, bro.
Yeah, Levs, I just come outside, man. I'm in Turnstile A, so I was at the game today.
Oh, so you went to the game today, yeah?
Yeah, I was at the game. Yeah.
Easy.
First time back since March last year when we played West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So Levs, man. You know what it is? Because I would say the first 20 minutes weren't too bad in my own personal point of view, but I think Norwich sort of got more confident and sort of came into the game a bit more. And I think it was kind of a reflection of Arsenal as a team that we're not winning football matches. And you saw that for the latter part of the second half because just stray passes, possession being slow in terms of the midfield area. And you wouldn't have thought that looking at the team lineup because, you've got Sambi and you had Ainsley Maitland-Niles who's been crying out for this chance to play in midfield.
Yeah.
But the passage of play was still slow. And it got sloppy. And like I said, I think it's a reflection of the fact that we've not been winning games, Levs, and you saw that in the latter stage of the first half, most definitely.
So what was the feeling like in the crowd? I mean, what did the fans feel with this? I was watching it from home. I felt that the lineup made a bit more sense today. It felt like the team had some sort of direction as to what they were doing. And obviously, I think you're talking about maybe patches of play distribution. Maybe it needs to be a little bit quicker and slicker. Maitland-Niles did give the ball away a couple of times when really you'd expect your central midfielder to keep that ball moving. And that's the one question mark against him in that position. And if he doesn't improve that, then he's only got himself to blame. So there is room for improvement there. Partey would have obviously, let's be honest, Partey would have been a starter had he been ready for it. Did you not feel that at least when you were looking at the team today, that you felt like at least the likes of Aubameyang and them guys were expecting the ball and making runs? That's how it looked to me.
Yeah, Lev, you know what? I'd be surprised if any Arsenal fan complained about that team lineup. The guys I spoke to sort of in the block areas, to saying like they was happy with the team lineup. I think the only player that played that I didn't pick in my original 11 was Ramsdale, but I had no issue with him starting at all. If we're going to play a flat back four, Levs, it has to be those four that started today. And I was very, people might say talk about the quality of the opposition, but if I'm talking about Tomiyasu's performance, I was impressed. Athletic, good positional sense. There were a couple of times where he might have lost the ball, but that's going to happen defensively. But I was impressed, Levs. Athletic.
Yeah, I like the look of Tomiyasu. Not going to lie, mate. He attacked a lot more in the first half than I expected to see from him as well. But his size and his physicality
Yeah,
and his
that's the
movement,
thing.
his pace, and he seems comfortable on the ball. So he does look a signing. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but no, I thought he, like I said, people might have a different opinion of whether he's been to the game today or not. But yeah, he looks solid, and like you said, he's a lot bigger in the flesh than you think, man. Like he's very athletic.
Look at what we used to see. And I'll go over to Adnan as well. Adnan, you saw the game, bro. What did you think of the lineup? I mean, Albert was there at the game. He's saying the game, the passage of play is still a little bit slow. He expected a little bit more maybe in midfield. But then you can also argue that we did create chances. Potentially, had we been a little bit more careful in the final third, we should have done a bit better. There are some green shoots there. Is it simply the opposition, or is it us maybe looking a bit better? What's your thoughts, Adnan?
I think it was a better performance than obviously the last couple of performances. If you're asking me, I think the lineup was a lot better. When I looked at the lineup, I was pretty happy with the kind of players that we were starting with. Obviously, the last game, you had Placidas playing, but obviously this game is a lot better. But I do agree with you. I think there's a lack of quality in midfield, especially when you've got a player like Odegaard, who's today I thought he played pretty well. He's getting the balls in the right areas, that kind of thing. But I just don't think there's enough good quality around him. If you look at players in the past that were similar to him, someone like Asante Cazorla, he always had quality around him. He had the likes of Sanchez, Ozil, people the same wavelength. I don't think we've got that kind of quality.
Did we not look a bit better? Sorry, mate. I don't know what happened there. You muted there for a minute. Go on, carry on.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, Adnan,
did we
not look a bit better when Smith Rowe came on? Maybe
yes,
that gave you a little bit more. The guy was getting the ball and he could turn and he could run at people and commit them. This is my argument between Odegaard and Smith Rowe. I say that they're two different types of players.
Yeah, I think they should play together. I think we should experiment a little bit now. But I don't know, it's one of them. I think the biggest concern we've got, and we've had it since last season, we didn't score enough goals last season, and again today, I know we got one in, but if you think about it, that was our first goal of the season, and we're almost like mid-September already.
Yeah,
and I think that's our biggest concern at the moment, where these goals are coming from. I can't see where we're going to start scoring from, because, I know Aubameyang got his goal today, but the energy from the beginning was pretty good. But what happened mid-game, for half time, it kind of died down a little bit. And
look,
I'm just a bit concerned. I know Norwich isn't.
Yeah, listen, I've got to keep it.
I know
moving
Norwich isn't the best.
Yeah, I know, man. They're not the best side, but you know what? At least maybe it was a good way for us to try this team out. Very quickly, I'm going to let you go, Adnan. We've got to let you go, mate. But thank you for coming and supporting us, bro. I've got to get others in. I'll very quickly, Albert, before I let you go as well, bro.
Yeah.
What's your final thing? Do you think that there's some positivity moving forward with this team, or do you think it was just purely the fact that it was a poor opposition?
No, Lev, you know what? I was, after watching the first half, I said to myself, you know what? I think this will be a 1-0 either way. The way that first half sort of went, there were a couple of chances there for Arsenal, but we should have put the game to bed really in the second half, because Norwich sat really, really deep, and we did create a lot of opportunities. So I kind of thought before the game, mate, I went 3-1, but looking at how the game sort of panned out, I would have bit your hand off and took a 1-0, mate. Seriously, the way the game was going. But you know what? With that lineup, there is green shoots of positivity. But I think the thing is, I actually think Arteta will get the time to blood this team in.
And you think that's the problem? You're not happy about that?
Yeah, that's the problem. I think with another manager would get a better tune out of these group of players, even with the new ones coming in. But that's the call that Arsenal's made. So what can we do?
Well, we're expected to beat these. But it's the Spurs game that we're a bit more concerned about, isn't it? But look, you can stay as long, Albert. You can stay a little bit longer if you want, mate. I've got Maximus here in the house now.
We've got a couple more minutes left.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And you can go whenever you need to. I'm sure we're going to have others in. So, Maximus, You saw the lineup, you saw the game. Let me hear your thoughts, bro. Any green shoots, or do you think it's just us playing Norwich?
I just think it's us. I'll be honest.
Respect.
Yeah, I just think it's us playing Norwich. And they were pretty okay. I think I was happy with the lineup and everything. I think a lot of our build-up play was a little bit imperceptive in a sense and quite laborious. I just think, I mean, good result. I guess we got 3 points. I don't want to be negative and say, well, if we lost, then Arteta was going to go out because we all know that he wasn't going to leave anyway. I just think our pattern of play is just so horrible to watch. Like, I think Norwich kind of presented us the opportunities where I think if you look at somebody like Smith, or when he came on, just started running at them, obviously when they're a little bit labored, I think that created a little bit more of an opening for us, as opposed to, like slick movement, passing, that sort of thing that we're used to as Arsenal fans. And I'm just disappointed in the performance, really. I think a better opposition, I think we're going to struggle against any team that's above average. I think Norwich obviously pile a lot of players on too, because they do play on the front foot, right? And I think they tried hitting us on the break, but I was happy with the lineup. I think the only person that I would change, honestly, and this is probably going to be up for debate, I would play Lacazette ahead of Aubameyang every single day of the week. I think he's a better link-up player. I think he's a more technically gifted footballer than Aubameyang. Aubameyang is a better goal scorer, but that's arguable in the last 18 months. I just think with Odegaard and somebody like Lacazette, in terms of the build-up and link play, I think we would be a more formidable opponent to teams. But like I said, I don't think Arteta is going to take us anywhere. This is just going to be a couple steps backwards, if you ask me. Arsenal fans are going to celebrate this like we just won the European trophy, obviously. But that's what's going to happen. Fans are going to be, oh yeah, he needs to get the time. You can see the team coming together. All of that nonsense. You're going to hear that for the next week.
I'll get where you're coming from, because I think if we won today, we got the 3 points. If we beat Burnley and get a positive result against Spurs, it kind of gets a little bit lost.
Yeah, fans are going to think, they're going to be like, oh no, he's the man. We just need to give him some time, and then we're going to be back in 13, 14 place again, and then we're just going to start the cycle. It's the same thing we do every year with this PR machine that is now Arsenal. It's just the same thing over and over, and fans, the problem with us, honestly, and I know I said this the last time and everyone got triggered, the problem with Arsenal are the fans, mate. The fans are the problem. We have these delusional clowns where it's just like, oh my God, everything is great. We just got these fantastic players in. Some of these players are absolute rubbish, man.
But, Maximus, you're killing me, man. You always have to come in here and do this.
I'm a realistic
people
person.
Have started saying you in the comments as well. I've been reading about it. People's like, Maximus is a bit of a troll and all that. But
I'm not a troll. I'm just realistic. I've seen Arsenal.
You've got your opinions, and there's nothing wrong with that. But let's see what someone else got to say about it. Jai, do you agree with Maximus and Albert?
I actually agree with Maximus. I said that as well. I think that sorry, I've lost my voice a little bit today, but I agree with Maximus.
Celebrating that 1-0 win, isn't it, Jai? Excited. Screaming, he was crying like a baby.
No, it's not about celebrating, some positivity, I think that like man. any type of positivity is good positivity, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, not according to Maximus.
No, I think he's right about what he's saying about the fans, that the fans get overexcited with results, and I feel like, but why not at least celebrate the result, if you know what I'm saying? Be happy about it. Because it doesn't happen.
Celebrating 3 points against Norwich. I remember.
Jai was celebrating so much, he lost his voice, Maximus. You come on here being all negative.
Okay, no, I'm not being negative at all, man. I'm not negative at all, not at all. But I'll be honest, like, if you think about Arsenal years ago, even when we lost Henry, we had people like Kleb, Brzezinski, Van Persie, Adebayor. If we went to Norwich, anything less than 5-0, I would be disappointed. And most Arsenal fans that know Arsenal would be disappointed.
Maximus, hear me out. I think the point is that we got 3 points, right? When you get
sure. And then what's going to happen against Burnley and Spurs? What's going to happen there?
No, these are fans with PTSD here, yeah? They're scared to celebrate because they're just waiting for it to all go wrong again.
No,
that's what's going on here, right?
The point is, Maximus, you talk about the fans. Aren't you making your expectations like, it's not going to become from the United day to like a Bloomingdale's in one day, right? It's going to take some time. No, and I just think
fans that are realistic know that this is not going anywhere on the Arteta.
Hold on, guys. All right, so let me get to the bottom of why you think it was so negative. Then, okay, did you not look at that team and think to yourself, it does look like everyone should be playing in those positions for the first time?
100%.
There's that, so that's a positive. So let's just take that from it. And I'm not trying to make positives here. I'm just going through them with us. Yeah. So he has actually picked the team once that everyone makes sense where they're playing for
Fair
one
enough,
time.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. you could argue that we've got Thomas Partey to come back, so we'll have a bit more domination in that midfield with someone like Thomas there. Mainsley not Mainsley Niles needs to work on his distribution a little bit if he wants to play centre mid, so that you could strengthen that area. You could argue that Emil Smith-Rowe changed things when he came on, gave us a different dimension. Is it not good that we've had this against a team like Norwich so that we can sort of warm to the task when we play the better teams?
I so
100%.
I so agree with Lev, and I also think that we have to give credit. We talk about the Ainsley Maitland-Niles substitution. I think another substitution we need to give credit for is the Thomas Partey one, because I feel like he was the player who created that goal. If you remember the goal that we scored, he was the reason that goal got created, because he was the link between the defense and the attack. And I just think that.
So football is 70% system, 30% players, in my opinion. That's just my perception.
Maximus, Albert wants to say something because his time is limited as well. So let's let him say.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you just quickly touch on the subs at the time. The stadium was not happy, man, because at the time I was a bit, because he bought off Tomiyasu. Unless Lev's, the only thing I can understand maybe is if the substitutions were planned, because Tomiyasu came off, Partey came on. And he took off, because I thought Maitland-Niles would come off, to be honest with you. And then they brought on, I lost my head now. They brought on Partey and they brought on ESR. I was surprised Sambi came off again. Like I said, unless the substitutions were planned at the time, Arsenal fans were not happy, and I actually couldn't understand the subs at the time. But it is what it is.
Yeah, for me, I just think like football is 70% system. The reason why Wenger was still somewhat successful in finishing fourth is because he had a system. All the players played the same way. We were playing the same tippy-tappy football. We were creating chances. We were creating the most chances, second most chances in the Premier League after City. We just weren't converting them. But now we don't have a system, which is why we're unsuccessful. And we can have all the good players. We do have good players. I actually think these players are pretty good. The problem we have is that the system sucks. And the fact is, unless we get rid of this system, we're not moving forward. So you can dress it up how you want, and you can dress it up however you want. Sure, there's positivities to be seen in today's performance.
Maximus is still doing his thing, Maximus.
Big up to you guys.
Have a good one, mate.
Maximus,
I'll speak to you soon, Lev.
Let Jai have a say, and then we're going to go over to Marwan, because Maximus, like, you've got so many points, bro, and a lot of them are spot on, and a lot of them are a bit contentious. So let's give Marwan a chance. Marwan looks like he's calling us from 1995 on some sort of 3-megapixel camera in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all right, brother. Thank you for joining us. Where was it you from again?
From Egypt.
That's right. Yeah, I remember you. From Egypt. So hello from London, man. So tell us what you think. You've heard what Maximus is saying. And guys, if you don't want to come, I'm putting the link in the chats. Doesn't seem like there's that many today, so let us know if you want to come on. It's there. Let us know. Anyway, Marwan, sorry, mate. Go on, carry on.
No problem. Look, I don't want to be negative, a person, but I'm gonna look. Look, I'm gonna see it in a positive way. I'm gonna be positive as possible. I'm gonna
positive, negative, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna try. Okay.
All right.
First of all, I like the first 15-20 minutes. We were sharp. We were intense on the ball. We were so good on the ball. But after 20 minutes, that's the problem. We don't have the same intensity. When we think the game is out of our hands, suddenly the players has no confidence, anything. That's where the coach should interfere and bring the players back again. So I'm letting go in the hook in this time. I'm gonna see how he's gonna play till Tottenham game. Tottenham game is really, really essential for him.
So for you, the game that's gonna confirm to you whether or not this is working is when you step it up a level to Tottenham, because you know that's a different level of opposition. That gives you a better gauge, right?
Yes, that's 100%. Because if you saw today Tottenham against Crystal Palace, they were dominated by Crystal Palace before the red card. They were dominated by Crystal Palace. Tottenham isn't big as they should. And Nuno Esposito is a defensive-minded coach, and Arteta should use this to his advantage. We're attacking. There was many creative players. If you saw today, Emil Smith-Rowe, Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Pepe, they are all creative party. These players has so many qualities. These players should be in the top 4. So I'm giving him
Agreed,
the benefit of the
100%.
doubt. I'm giving him the benefit
I
of the
agree
doubt.
100%. I think those
And
players are top quality players. I
Yeah,
yes,
truly believe they're
I
top
agree as
quality
well.
players. It's
Okay,
just the
so
forced
are you
exactly.
saying this? Are you saying
psychologists
this
will argue.
Arteta then?
Psychologists will
Yes,
argue that forced positivity is toxic, and that's what we have here in
I
terms of
agree.
Arsenal fans. Forcing the positivity is just even more toxic. Psychologists will
Yeah,
tell you that.
we should be
Anybody, we have to be
realistic.
realistic, exactly, and we're
Yes,
not being realistic. These players are good players, man. Like if you look at these players, yeah, like
exactly.
if the right system in mind, I'm telling you, and I'm not living in the past like some people tend to think, but I'll be very honest, and I wanted Arsene Wenger 10, 15 years ago. But I'll tell you, Arsene Wenger's system with these players would definitely be top 6, top 4. 100%. These
No, I
players will
don't
create
think
way
so.
more chances. I'm telling you, they would create
I
way
think
more
Arsene
chances.
Wenger's tactics are
He was
limited because
outdated.
It's not the
exactly.
tactics. The
I
thing is, we
completely
would
agree with
create
Marwan.
chances. We
I
were
completely
creating
agree with Marwan.
chances. Arsenal were creating the most chances in Europe,
No,
even
but
at the
Maximus
end of
also.
Wenger's reign. Even
Wait,
at
wait,
the
Maximus,
end.
you gotta let other people speak as well. Then, Jay, you say what you're gonna say because
Yeah, so
Maximus,
Maximus, I was
you're
saying that
upsetting
when
everyone, man.
yeah, no, I was saying that when Arsene Wenger, the reason why Arsene Wenger was sacked or left his position as head coach was because his tactics were not working, right? And at that point in time, I think he had good players. He had players like Aubameyang, right, who still exist in our squad. Aubameyang in his prime, in fact, and other players who were also like pretty good, you know. So I don't agree with your argument that with these players, Arsene Wenger would finish in the top 4, top 6 because I completely agree with
Well, he
Marwan.
wouldn't be 20th, I'll tell you that.
No,
Right,
it won't
guys,
be
I've got
20th,
other
but
people wait.
see,
Oh yeah.
look, Maximus. The thing is, we had a bad start.
It's a
First
little
3
bit
games,
heated.
right? No, look,
No, I
listen
like
to me.
it. I like it. It's good.
Look, we had a bad start. First 3 games. Okay, we go back. We get up.
Sorry,
we don't
where
sit.
did we finish last season? I think you're totally oblivious to that. Oh, the last 2 seasons actually. Where
No,
did we
but
finish?
Maximus,
Sorry,
the
where did we
point.
finish? I'll answer.
No.
I'll concede. If you tell me
Look
where
at
we finished
this.
the last 2 seasons, I'll concede your point. Where do we finish?
All
Can
right,
you answer
all right.
that?
Wait.
Maximus, I'm not-
Let him at least have his say then. Jay, he's asking you a question. Answer his question.
Okay, they finished 8th. And then they finished 7th.
Okay.
No, I thought it was 8th and 8th, but sure, go ahead.
See, look, Maximus, my point is, okay, listen, right? The club are not going to sack him. My point is, what's the point of talking about sacking a manager when it's not going to happen? You'd rather focus
And that
on the
just
positive.
tells you
and you'd
exactly
rather-
what you should be focused on. That's the problem.
But
That's
they
the
won't sack
problem.
him.
All right.
They've
Anyway,
invested
listen. I'm
150
gonna give some
million
other
in him.
people a go. Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys are getting at it. Marwan, thank you very much for coming on, bro. Look, Marwan is teaching you guys. Look how chilled the guy is. Yeah, Marwan, thank you for coming, bro. Thank you so much. Let's see who else we've got on here. We've got Sebi and we've got White Seas. I'm gonna have to make way. So shall we say Maximus? I'm gonna say bye to you, bro. Just to be fair, if you want to hang around, I might bring you back in, bro. But here we go, and we got White Seas. So we got White Seas, Sebi, and Jai. Right, White Seas, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, man. You got some sort of echo going on. I feel like I'm talking to an actual emoji character. I don't know.
Do you have
Yeah.
echo?
Yeah, you do have echo, man.
Okay, let me fix it. Give me a second.
Man's thought he was just about to do a performance on X Factor. He was going to drop me some reverb and some echoes. Can you hear me now? Sebi, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. White Seeds, just hold on and let me get Sebi in first. Sebi, what do you have to say about what you've seen today?
I thought it was a solid performance, and I think we are grateful that we got 3 points finally on the board. To be honest, I think I should have expected a bit more from Arsenal team, considering the fact that we are playing Norwich at home. But to be honest, I'm happy with that fact that we got 3 points. I think it was a solid performance, and I was very impressed by Tomiyasu. I know it's just a good game, but just one game from him. But the fact of the reality is he's someone that is going under the radar even when he was playing in Italy. Actually, I follow Italian football, and I think he is a type of he's a real solid performer. I believe he will be type of player that you can compare to someone like a Nacho Monreal, solid 6-7 out of 10 in every week. Because
So
actually I have been following this player.
Well, yeah. He's giving me ratings as well, Sebi. I like it. You come with ratings. So you was particularly impressed with him, was you?
Yeah, I was very impressed by him. He's a new league. I think he was very good in the air. That's something that we have been really struggling in the last few years. If you know that, I think he has been very, very solid in the air. I think he did all the things right. And considering all of the performance, I think Lokonga has been a real solid performance since he has been coming in.
Yep.
And actually, I thought I was impressed by Ramsdale. I think he was solid. I think
Let's talk about Ramsdale. Actually,
I think he was playing out from the back very well. I think he played out from the back very well.
Let's be honest. We all thought that Leno was going to be starting today,
Yeah,
right? But
I
I
thought
also
Leno would
did
start.
say we're not spending 24 million on a goalie to have him on the bench. I think Arteta's made a bit of a statement here. He's turned around and put him straight in. Now, can he drop him? It's the first game that they've won. Is he going to drop him?
No, but
now?
you know what, Lev, I have a philosophy over here, and I think I'm going to get slated for this. But my philosophy is don't try and fix something that isn't broken. Okay, we've gotten a clean sheet with this with this goalkeeper. Keep it. Next game, if they concede 3 goals, 4 goals, okay, change it up a little bit. But my point is, don't try and fix something if it's not broken. And Ramsdale had a good performance. Tomiyasu had a good performance. Gabriel played well. Gabriel and White partnership looked good, right? What did you all think about that?
It did look all right, but they did get in behind. Let's find out what White Seeds has to say. White Seeds, if you come to us with some echo,
can you hear me?
Is my voice hear you. Okay, yeah, you sound like an emoji, bro. You definitely sound like an emoji.
I can't do anything. Sorry. So what I think, this is the best performance this season. So I'm happy with that. Yeah. So the thing, the problem, this game it wasn't the team. I think it wasn't Arteta. It was the team. We had 30 shots, with only 6 on target. People like Aubameyang, Pepe, Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Odegaard, mainly Aubameyang and Pepe. They need to be more clinical, because maybe Burnley we don't get many chances and we miss them, and it might backstab us. So if I would give it out of a 10 the game, I would give it like a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10, yeah. So you've given that a 5 out of 10 performance, although we won. We've got 3 points. You still think there's room for improvement, or everyone's a little bit? Everyone's.
So, if we lost the game, what would be the rating you would give? I would just like to ask you that question. I'm sorry.
If we lost the game, it's a 3 out of 10. And the most one I was impressed with, very happy with, was Tomiyasu. For once, I felt like there was balance in each side.
We're all in agreement with regards to Tomiyasu. He did have a very good performance. What did you make of? Let's get a bit more contentious, and you guys in the chat, let me know your thoughts as well. What about Ainsley Maitland-Niles' performance? Let's go through it in detail. Do you think that he warrants him having another shot in that position? Let us know in the chat. Also, please smash the likes. And we've got a big show coming up on Monday as well. So please make sure you're there Monday, 8 p.m. with the likes of Mo and Shaheen and myself. We'll be on there. We'll discuss this in a bit more detail. But yes, go on, Jai.
Lev, can I say something about the Ainsley Maitland-Niles performance?
I'll
tell you a small little story. Bear with me. I went to the Emirates Stadium 3 years ago, and I went for the legendary for the Legends tour, right? Where you get to tour the stadium with a legend. And I was given Charlie George. And Charlie George, I asked him one question. I only asked him one question in the whole tour. If there was one player from Hale End, who is it that you think could make it to this Arsenal team? And he said Ainsley Maitland-Niles because of his versatility. And I quite agree with him to the fact that he played well when he went to West Brom last season. I mean, West Brom were a really bang average, I would say worse than average side. And he stood out, not stood out in all the games for sure, but stood out in a few games in that position. But as a backup CDM, why not? As a backup number 8, number 6, why not? I mean, he has all the qualities. His defensive mindedness is decent. I mean, I know he made some sloppy passes today and looked a little lethargic on the ball, to be honest. But it's the first time he's playing that, right, with Arsenal, and it's all chemistry. It's about chemistry. It's about him building a partnership with Lokonga. He's never played with Lokonga in his life before. I don't know if Lokonga and him have had training sessions together, all
right. What about let's see who else has something to say about Maitland-Niles. I'm going to bring back Maximus as well, who's been waiting. So Jai, I'm going to take you out for a little bit, bro. Thank you for joining us. Take care, brother. Thank you. Maximus, you've been causing problems, so I'm bringing you back as well. See what contentious things you're going to say. If you want to come in,
contentious, man.
No, it's good. It's good, mate. If anyone wants to come in, I'll drop the link in here. Come and have your say. Anyone's opinions are welcome. We're not going to be rude to each other or anything. It's just our opinions.
I just want to be the voice of reason. I think everybody else looks at everything in this like positive outlook. You know what? Excuse me for wanting to be up there with Liverpool, Manchester United, and the big clubs. Like we used to. Unfortunately, fans now are taking all of the joy in winning a game against Norwich City. Come on, like seriously, like are we actually having this discussion? Like it's unbelievable.
Wait,
it's
look what
unbelievable.
happens. Look what happens when you come on, Maximus. Look what Jim Courgette is saying about you.
Yeah, it's because you know what it is. He's one of those fans, and if you look at the chat, and they're just like trying to find these positive
Jim,
outlooks on
why don't
everything.
you come on? Jim, come on. And if you don't agree with Maximus,
and
come
they're
and
hiding
tell us
when we
why
lose.
you don't agree. Right, listen, it's not about that. But look, if Jim thinks that you've got, the wrong opinion, then you should come on and let us know. Let's find out what this chap has to say. White Seas, I'm just going to give you a break. I'm going to bring on another person calling themselves M. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Who am I speaking to? Who is M?
What do you mean? I'm just a guy. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. You don't want to tell us your name, or you don't want to give us a name. Okay. So you saw the game today. What was your thoughts?
To be honest, I thought it was really, really lackluster. I didn't think we were that good actually. Like, kind of got like played off the park a little bit by Norwich certain times. And even though stats kind of show that we got like over 20 attempts, how many of them were actually clear-cut chances, right? But the thing I really didn't like was how Arteta's substitution once again kind of messed up the game. He substituted off two of our best players for the game, Tomiyasu and Makonga, and then he put Andy Maitland-Niles in right back or right wing back, and then in the end he also substituted him off and put Cedric. So why would we just keep Tomiyasu having a good game as the right wing back or right back? I don't understand that, right? So, and Makonga was our best midfielder. He takes him off. It just doesn't make any sense,
So you would have kept him on and brought off somebody else and brought on Partey, basically, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure. I was substitute off
some valid points there,
from midfield. Put on Partey.
No, that makes sense. So you still have question marks in regards to the management, then, basically, is what you're saying.
For sure. Like to be honest, we just got like a fluky goal, a fluky win. It's not gonna change anything. The minimum should have been 2, 3, or 4-0. If you want to win the fans back, if you want to win the fans over again, a fluky goal at home is not gonna do it.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Look, it's quite interesting, really, because we've won a game, but people are still complaining. Obviously, we haven't been convinced by this performance, which is what I'm getting from this at the moment. From the vibe I'm getting from the chats and you guys in here, it's like, yeah, we won, but we were kind of
it's the manner of the win. Like, would anyone look at that and be like, okay, that's a really top-notch performance? No, it's not. It was a fluky goal, and to be honest, like at first it looked like it was definitely offside. But it wasn't. But like, so it just like that's not a performance you'd be 100% like, okay, that's a great performance. And we're going against Burnley next.
Shaking in their boots, like can't. Oh,
guys, all right. Look,
yeah.
Look. We've got to try and take some joy as fans, right? At the end of the day, this is our team. Surely we want them to win. Now you must be relieved that we've won today. There must be something in you guys that are saying, thank God we've won. We looked a little bit more like Arsenal today. At least we played a little bit of decent football in pockets.
Don't get me wrong. I'm happy because like we won, right? And don't get me wrong. I'm happy we won and Spurs lost. Like it made my weekend. But I'm just trying to say like that performance was nothing to like blindly optimistic about. I'm happy for the win. I'm happy for the 3 points. I'm happy Spurs lost. I'm happy Tomiyasu and like Ben White and they had good games. But like that's not a performance you should be like super proud of. And like if Arteta, like I said, if Arteta wants to win the fans back, that's not the kind of performance you want to do because like minimum 3-0, 2-0. So
I prefaced everything that I said before coming on here. I prefaced everything by saying, okay, I'm happy that we got 3 points. Great, sure. But what I'm saying is, like, do you think that I'm going to be optimistic about any of the other games moving forward? Of course not. Because this is the same cycle. We had this last season. We won a couple of games, and then what happened around November, December? You see, this is the problem with the fans. Like, you see guys in the chat, and they're like, oh, well, this Maximus guy, he's this and he's that, or whatever. But the realism is, and it's the problem. Like I look at the bigger picture. Some fans look at here and now. It's like, oh, Arteta got this win. I told you he can do it. But then you look at them in 6 months, they're all hiding when we're like 15, 16, hovering around that area. You don't see them. They don't have an opinion, but they're just waiting to try and shift things or in his balance. And I get it. Some of these guys are more obsessed with Arteta than they are with Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't give two shits who sits in the dugout. I want us to win games, and I want us to win in a demanding and playing sexy football. That's what I want. That's what I'm used to. Unfortunately, so like I said, excuse me, because I want to be up there with Chelsea, Man United, and all the other clubs that are no bigger than Arsenal.
Oh, the
unfortunately.
Maximus. Okay, so look, excuse Maximus, yeah. If he wants better, is what he's saying. I'd like to hear anyone got the opposite. Maximus is still obviously, thinking to himself, this isn't good enough. If you guys think it was, there is something better to talk about today in regards to the performance, and come and have your say with Maximus. I'm going to bring someone else in here. So whoever's classing themselves as M's coming off for a minute. Kader, is it Kader? Kader, you coming in, bro? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Where you calling from, bro? Yeah, man, I can hear you. Where you calling from?
So I'm calling you from Montreal, Canada.
Right, Montreal, Canada, man. Like that, bro. So, okay, so you saw the game, I'm guessing. What's the time over there, by the way?
Right now, it's 12:40.
12:40, yeah.
Oh, man, look at you boys. Okay, so hanging out and watching the game.
Yes, I woke up at 10 to watch the game, but I agree with Maximus. I don't know what guy sees in Arteta, but for me, it has been like that before. The two past season, that's the same thing. The only thing today it was Norwich, So we win 1-0. It was like very elaborated. Like it's like after 15 minutes, they didn't know what to do. So if they are a better player, better striker, I think they will score. So
you think
the thing is like
you think a better team would have scored against us today? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely.
They cut through us. It was so easily. It was unbelievable. At times, it was unbelievable the way they played through us. I think if they had better quality players, they could have easily got a goal or two. Easily.
Hold on, but some are saying on here we dominated in the second half. Some are saying that the defense looked okay. You guys are saying we were.
You have a squad that's 150 odd million pounds against a team that spent 50 million pounds. Well, that's bound to happen.
Hold on, we got a special guest coming in here as well. Yeah, he's coming in. He told me he wasn't going to be here, but
hey, what's happening?
It's kicking off it. Maximus is causing problems.
No, man, I've been watching this Maximus. But no, man, listen, my man, he's got a point. And there was another guy who was arguing a point with him. I forgot his name. I know, but what I find myself in agreement with him as well. It was, we're all going on as if we're beating Man City 1-0 at home. It's a team that has just come from the first division. It was not, and I said to you before this, I said it was an unconvincing win. They haven't gone out there and put 3 past Norwich and be like, oh, that's a good performance. It was nervous. It was 1-0 at home. If they play like this Burnley away or Tottenham at home, they'll lose.
Yes.
This guy, we all knew that Arsenal would win. I think fans wanted Arsenal to win convincingly. And I said this on the last show we did together. And again, on Monday night, 8 o'clock, we're going to discuss this. It's the manner of the win. Sometimes we say, yeah, we lost, but it was the manner of the loss. And this is the manner of the win. It was a very average performance. And we're expected to beat Norwich at home. That's a given. It should be, there's no discussion there.
Can I say something? Just one thing.
I'm sure you're gonna.
Do you remember? No. Do you remember that? Do you know why Arsenal fans are the most hated? Well, were the most hated fans. No, we're pitied. Fans don't really feel sorry for us. They feel sorry for us more than anything. Before Arsenal fans were hated because we were so arrogant. Because we would go into games thinking we are going to blow these teams away 4-5-0. We were hated. Because we were arrogant. We had this expectancy of we're going to finish here. We want to win trophies. This is what it is. That's the level we were at. We're now at this level where we're just accepting mediocrity, and fans are in the chats
back then,
arguing.
No, listen, you're absolutely
arguing
right.
about performances like this. It's unbelievable how far we've fallen.
You're absolutely right. But the difference is back then we had something to show for it. We were playing in the Champions League, you know, we were doing, there was something. You could see there is a style of play. You could see. That's why the fans had this sense of entitlement that we should be putting 3 or 4 past Norwich. Right now, we've got nothing to show for it. We've got an inexperienced manager.
That's attributed to what, though? That's attributed to the manager.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
We've got an inexperienced. Yes, we've got an inexperienced manager, and I'm going to ask everybody right now, and everybody in the chats as well. Please comment, and if you're watching the show afterwards, if we had, for argument's sake, this is purely for argument's sake, right? If today's Arsenal manager today was Antonio Conte, do you think that would have been the same performance, same outcome, and same result? Go on, Lev, answer me.
I'll answer. I think it would have been a more ruthless performance. I think he would have drilled
better performance.
Yeah, he would have drilled us. We would have been more ruthless. I think everyone would have been more clear, and also I think more fearful of their own personal performances and their positions, because that's the type of manager Conte is. The problem is we've created too much of a comfort zone for players over the last few years, the likes of your Bellerins and people like that, who you know, the Willians of this world, people who were signing who were just there to take a cushy day off. So we needed to change it from the root upwards. So it's going to be very, very difficult for Arteta. But yeah, Conte would have done something a little bit more.
Maybe we should add one more point there. Left there.
Go on,
you said that we would have been ruthless performance. I would say that it would have been more structured performance.
Yeah.
Because one thing with Antonio Conte is that he's a brilliant structured coach. That's what he has brought into every club that he has been in, and that's one of his biggest quality. Yes, when we see Arsenal play, we keep saying about the structure, but it's more rigid structure. Structure is very different. If you look at, say, a club like Man City, and when you see them play, there is structure there, but it's only up to a certain point. But when we see Arsenal play, even when we are in final third, there is structure. The way we have to play it is in certain way that becomes boring and it becomes predictable. And any coach, even someone like me who is just watching the game, knows that how we can defend them. So what would be the case if you are saying about some top coaches?
I understand that. When I say ruthless, if you watch us quite often, we're quite wasteful in the final third as well. We should be a lot more incisive, decisive. But look, I've got to get somebody else, and there's a George M waiting. So Sebi, I'm going to let you go, bro. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to work with getting someone else on now. George M. George M seems like he's driving in his car. We've got an interesting cam view there. Are you coming back from the game,
Yeah,
George? He's on penis.
No, I wish I was. I'm on my way to work at the moment. I'm in Belfast.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay.
Nobody wants to see that.
No. So tell us, did you watch the game?
I did watch the game. Yeah, I thought it was quite a positive game today, actually. I thought we had a lot of good chances, which we didn't take, sadly. I think Aubameyang, he had a couple of shots and he got that fluky goal in, but it worked. I thought Odegaard had a really good game, and when Partey came on, it really changed the game. I thought we looked really positive in midfield when he arrived. So I think there's a lot of positives to take out of it. I don't think we should be so negative. Maybe I think, you can only, like I said before, we can only beat what's in front of us. I said down the chat, and I thought Norwich defended really well today. They're quite a defensively strong team, and it's a positive result. It's a win. So I was proud.
There you go.
I was proud today.
Shaheen, you heard what George is saying?
No, listen, George.
His camera view as well. He's got.
I know. I think he's driving.
Camera.
I hope he's not.
He's got a crutch.
So yeah.
People.
I've got to go to.
People buy him.
I've got to go to work, lads. I'm sorry.
When he pulls up to the traffic lights, people think he's talking to his penis. He's just looking down at his crutch all the time.
Listen. I don't think any Arsenal fans are unhappy that we won. We're all happy we won. We're all happy we got off the mark. No. Listen, we're expecting to beat Norwich at home. We're happy, yes, we won, great. But we would have liked to beat Norwich more convincingly. You just said a fluke goal, and that's not Arsenal at home to Norwich, a team that has just come up. That's probably one of the easiest games we're going to get at home.
Yeah, but
and we just scraped past.
If you look at the XG, there's XG philosophy on Twitter is quite good for looking at how many goals you should score a game. We should have actually scored, 2 points. It's a good marker though for how teams play though, and we should have scored 2.5 goals today. And I thought, hold on, let me just say my point. I thought Tim Krul had a really good game today. He saved I thought he saved 2 good shots, and we definitely could have scored more. And I don't know, yeah, we definitely
George,
could score more out of it. So
yeah, I
I
hear
don't think
that,
we should be
George.
so negative and look at the scoreline like 1-0.
Hold on, can I say
think we're
something as
negative.
well?
But Lev, can I just say something?
Yeah,
Because
go on,
I'm just going to shoot
go on.
off. The only stat that matters at the end of the day is the scoreline for me, right? That XG could be
and we won.
best thing ever. Yeah, we did one, and that's good, and I'm happy that we won, and I'm happy we got off the mark. But it's the performance. I would have expected the better performance. Am I complaining? No, I'm not complaining. I'm happy we won the game. I'm just saying I'm used to my team putting 3 or 4 past these teams, right? Because this is one of the easiest. This is one of the easiest fixtures Arsenal are going to have this season.
Yeah.
Hold on, George. Can I just say, right? Isn't this something what fans complain about?
Possibly. Yeah,
hold on. Isn't this what fans complain about? Because someone like Maximus, I could hear laughing in the background. He would say, you know, we've got this new age of fan that looks at statistics and things like XG.
It's
and
interesting because I work in stats and with analytics. So
hold on. Yeah, I understand that, but it's the difference between seeing the performance on the pitch and seeing these statistics and numbers that, it look great on paper, but it's not transferring into the performances. No, Maximus, what do you think of what George had to say?
No, I think he's spot on in a sense in terms of what the expected goals are. But I'm just saying, if you look at the performance itself and the point that he made with regards to Norwich and their unyielding defensive strategy, I mean, they have the worst goal. Well, I think we do, but they have a really poor performance throughout the last 3 games in terms from a defensive perspective, right? So I think we should have easily put 4 goals past them if we were a more clinical team with an actual attacking pattern of play or system. We don't have that at the moment. That's the only thing that's lacking for me. I don't have a problem with these players. I'll be quite honest. I think these players are way above average players. If you look at them technically, Odegaard's a fantastic player from my perspective. I like most of the players that we had. I thought he put the right lineup out there. However, I just think the system is unyielding. I just doesn't think it works for the players out there. There's no system, in fact, if you were going to ask me.
Maximus, is it the system though, or you could argue? Hold on, if Pepe was a bit smarter in the final third and made the right choices, we would have scored a couple. If Aubameyang was a little bit a little bit more sharp, he could have scored 1 or 2. More clinical.
So what happens?
You could argue we have had chances though.
Yes, and today, if you look at Pepe and the profile of player that he is, he's one of those players where he's more effective when he's on the run, when he gets the ball to feet and he can actually run at players, right? And if you look at 90% of the matches on the Mikel Arteta, what's happening is we're playing this system where Pepe is just playing the ball backwards. He's playing as a right wing back 90% of the match, and he has no opportunities to actually run at players. That's the system that's failing him, because he is an actually technically brilliant player. He can pass the ball. He's known as a goal threat, which is why we paid over the odds for him, because he's not worth £72 million. However, he's a very good player. And it's shown in the past he's been a goal scorer, a formidable goal scorer. So it's the system that's failing him. I'm telling you, half of these players in a better team, Brendan Rodgers, you take Eric Ten Hag in this kind of system, we're going to create chances and score goals. Conte would come in and we'd have a more rigid system, defensive system, and we'd score goals. We will create chances. I think this system is too lethargic. It's too static, and all we do is pass the ball backwards, sideways. We don't have any
do you agree?
Do you agree with movement off the ball? We don't.
Listen, on the shows that we did, I said the lineup I would like to see would have been 2 up front, because this was a game that you go out there and you attack. I agree with some of the things Maximus is saying as well, and I need to shoot off. So I'm just going to leave you guys with something. You know, we always talk about recruitment and this and Arsenal getting the players. We're linked with somebody for fuck knows how many years, and then we'll go for somebody else. And today we're talking about Aubameyang being more clinical and this and that, right? Crystal Palace beat Tottenham. Who comes off the bench to score 2 goals?
Yeah,
Edouard. How many seasons we were linked with him?
Not say? Yeah,
but I mean, that's one thing. But I'll tell you one thing. I think he's a good player. I think he's a good player. But I think if you actually looked at the game today, and I'm assuming that you did, they had a really rigid system, and they were snappy, and they were playing the ball around. They were exploiting.
Yeah, but Maximus, you're right, and it comes from the manager. That's
what I'm saying.
My
the system.
Exactly.
The system.
Exactly. The manager. You know what? The Arsenal, they don't look as if they drilled. Arsenal women team, they look more drilled. They will look more with the structure and thing. But anyway,
no structure. There's no drill.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna love you guys, and I'm gonna leave you because I
Yeah,
need to
we've
shoot
got
off.
about 5 minutes. We've got about
Yeah.
5 minutes
So,
to go.
Before I leave,
So,
I'm going to
give
leave
me a
so I
call
can give
when you
other
finish,
people an
right?
opportunity
all right, yeah.
to speak. The one thing I would say to Arsenal fans, and I just want to implore fans, is to have a winning mentality. And people, like I said, I always say this every time I leave. Manchester United fans, Chelsea fans would not accept this. If you put Mikel Arteta in that Chelsea team, or you put him in a Man United team and they finish 8 twice, he would be sacked. He would have been sacked probably the first season in Chelsea, or halfway through the first season. And we need to have that ruthless mindset as fans. They get change when they want. When they want change, they push for change. They got their legend sacked. And they won the Champions League. And that's the problem that we have, is that we're just accepting mediocrity. So I'm just going to implore people to have a winning mentality.
Hold on, Maximus, right? Right, we've got George here, we've got White Seeds here, we've got a couple of minutes to go. You lot have been hearing what Maximus has to say. He's dividing the fan base in our chat. White Seeds, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
And George, can you hear? George is going on site now.
I
George
think
is
I've got to
going
go
on
right,
site.
lads. It's good chat. I'll be back on again.
Yeah, take it. Yeah, health and
Have a good one,
safety,
mate.
George. Health and
Up
safety.
the Arsenal. Go on.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, White Seeds, we'll make it very quick. We've got a few minutes to go. I've got a few things to do myself. So, you've heard what Maximus is saying. You guys in the chat, let us know. Hit your likes. What do you have to finally say, White Seeds?
The thing I wanted to see, the most thing I'm happy is about the back four.
Okay.
Because each time the ball came, even aerial duels, we dominated them. And that's not something Arsenal is known for. This is something I'm really happy with. I'm really happy with Martin Odegaard's passing. You see the first half, you think he's gonna pass it sideways. He lobs it to Aubameyang. I think the most here until game against Burnley, we need to finish work on our end product. Because if we miss these chances against Burnley, we're done.
Okay. So
and after the game, everyone's gonna go mad.
Well, I mean, Maximus is already going mad, and we won today. I'm gonna look to wrap this up in the next couple of minutes. If anyone wants me to cover anything whilst we're still here, let me know. If not, we'll be looking to wrap up. So, Maximus, the next 2 or 3 games, what are you expecting? And do you expect Arteta to still be in a job?
Yeah, he'll be here. 100%. I think he'll be here. 100%. I don't think like I said, we're not a club that wants to win things, right? Like, we're just all about, like marketing new training kits, indoctrinating new young fans into this mediocre mindset, and it's working. They don't care. Why would they? When they have a bunch of idiots, right? When you have a bunch of idiots buying into something that's failing and you're reaping profits off of that, why would you care? They're not going to change anything, right?
So, is there anything they could do this season that could change your mind? What if they start let me ask you a question then. Hold on, let me ask you a question. Right? If suddenly he puts I don't know, run of games, 5 matches unbeaten or 10, would that make you think that there's change happening, or do you still believe that this is set up to fail regardless?
I'll answer that question. I'll be happy that we would have won 10 games. Great, fantastic.
Good. Yeah.
But then I'm not saying that I'm clairvoyant and looking into a crystal ball, but I can guarantee you we're not going to be anywhere close to where we would like to be. And where is that in your mind? What is an acceptable achievement or finishing position for you? I just want to hear you say that, and then I'll answer.
I would want us to get back into Europe first, right? Like if you want me to see some improvements, I want top 6, top 4, ideally. Yeah. But yeah, at least let's see some signs that we're going forwards and we're finishing higher than we did before. So minimum expectation.
Based on, I'm not just even basing this off of the first 3 games. Let's go back 18 months. Do you really truly believe this manager is going to get us back into Europe? Let's be realistic here. On these, it's not going to happen.
Let me ask Kadir, because he's been waiting patiently. You've been hearing, bro, what's been said by White Seas and Maximus. You've got a couple of minutes to go. Do you think that these could change, things could change in a positive way with this particular team? Do you think Arteta's the man going forward still, or do you still have your doubts?
No, I don't think he's the man going forward. Yeah, we've seen this before. Like when I watch the game, what he does, there's nothing I can see that we're going to improve. It was just a one-off game with Norwich. I think they are very poor. We got lucky. We got lucky. We played, we won, but it's Norwich. I think Norwich will go home and think, oh, geez, we should have won this game or get a draw, because they are unhappy. But I think when they play against Liverpool or other teams, they knew they got spanked, so they couldn't complain about anything. Let's see Let's see. We go to Burnley next week. You know, you will see they will play low block. We will just move the ball sideways, give Cheney to cross, and nothing will happen. And they will bully us again. We'll go with Spurs. Spurs is going to be a defensive team with Nuno. The same will happen. I don't know.
Do you not think bringing Partey back will change things for us? Do you not think Partey coming back into the midfield with Lokonga will make us stronger?
Yeah, they are good players, but that's a system, you know.
Yeah, the
because
system
they don't
limits
play
players
alone.
like that.
If they don't
All of a
put
sudden,
them,
Thomas Partey, one of the best midfielders in the world, comes to Arsenal.
Okay. So
Manju's
let me
been
ask you
injured.
guys. Let me ask you then. What system should he be playing? Maximus, make it quick.
Okay, so I'll get off
what
of
should he be
that.
playing?
So ideally for me personally, and when I say system, I think people are conflating system in terms of formation. That's not what I mean. I mean actually a style of play, pattern of play.
Yeah.
Right.
So what would you be doing different?
Mind you, fans want Conte in, great, sure. I mean, if you are my personal preference, and people are probably going to object to this, my personal preference would be Ten Hag. I think he plays that similar system to Pep. He managed under Pep. He plays that very attacking, fluid, total football style of football that we're used to. That's what Arsenal fans actually, to be quite honest, they hate the style of football that we're playing. And I think he would bring that. Do I think he would be tactically as adept as Conte? Not. But I would accept Conte, but my preference would be Ten Hag for that reason.
Right. I'm going to bring in Nizam Amle as well. Kader, what would you do different? And then I'm going to put that onto Nizam. What would you do different then? You're sitting there, you're saying you're not happy with him.
I will be very direct. You know, for me, Arteta is not going to work. He's still experimenting. He doesn't know what to do. I think in his head, he thinks he's Pep, but he's not Pep. You know. So he's making he's trying to overcomplicate things. But
what would you do different? What would you do different though? What would you do different to him?
To him.
What would you do different to what Arteta is doing? Yeah.
I cannot tell you right now, you know, because like he said, like Maximus in terms of formation and whatever, but by looking at other team, other coaches, if I take the guy from Brighton, you know, they don't win like a lot, but yes, you see the style of play, you know, they move the ball, they keep moving, you know, and then they attack. The only thing that they are missing, they don't have like good players, you know. But Arteta is too like rigid. Like I don't know, but for me, it's not working. They should find someone else.
Okay, Nizam, can you hear me?
Thank you.
You had a camera.
Yes, I can.
That's right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You've got a minute. Let us know your thoughts on the game. Doesn't sound like he's convinced us that much after today's performance. There's a lot of people still unsure. Nizam, this is probably the last person that's going to be talking. Let us know your thoughts on the game and whether you was happy or unhappy about this performance.
Look, I didn't watch much of the game. I watched parts of the first half and then most of the second half.
Okay.
I expected an Arsenal win. To be honest, after the first couple of games we've had, beginning of the season, all losses, and many people were saying our season starts today. So I expected the win. I thought, you know what? Edu and Arteta said this team is now the team that was out today. So I thought, give the guy a chance. Let's see this big hooah and hooray that they feel now. He has his players, so give them a chance. I've also been on the guys that have been quite critical of Arteta because, look, end of the day, many Arsenal fans, yourselves and many guys on AFTV, Lee Judges, Mo, have been Arsenal fans for many years, right?
That's right. Yeah.
The thing is, we can be very overcritical and analyze Arsenal and saying we want to win, we want Arteta out, we want this, we want that if we're unhappy. But we need to look at it take a back step and look at it. What do we actually want? This is the situation Arsenal is in at the moment, club. And the manager that we currently have.
We want to win. It's simple. It's a results business.
I knew that was going to roll you, Maximus. I knew that was going to roll you.
That's what I'm talking about. This is that's a loser mentality.
I want Arsenal to win.
Let's step back. Let's have a look. At the end of the day, we need to win matches, football matches. This is a big club, man. This is one of the top 5 clubs in world football. What are you on about? Like, oh, we need to step back and take a look and have a perspective. Man U fans, Chelsea fans want to win and win now. That's why Chelsea are three trophies away from being one of the biggest clubs in England. They're surpassing us. You know why? Because they have a winner's mentality. Their fans don't sit down and have this conversation that you're having with, oh, let's sit back and give Frankie Lampard 10 years. Come on.
Let him finish what he was going to say. You don't know what he was going to say. At least let him finish what he was going to say. Go.
Look, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not saying give us at the time, let's go with this project. Because at the end of the day, we all have become impatient with Arsenal over the last few years, especially Wenger's latter years. Emery coming in, things haven't been going the way fans wanted it. Arteta's come in, we're still not happy. So what I'm saying is, give him maybe a month or 2. He has his players. Let's see how far he gets. He doesn't have any excuses. He's not having any distractions of European football. He just has the English Cup games. So you can't prepare and not play 2 of the big 6 already thus far. You have the third one becoming. So Arteta won't have money.
He's been in the job 12 months too long. This is the problem that I have. Is that we give him another month, and what happens? We know he's gonna.
He's saying though, like in a way, you got to we've got to try and listen to each other as fans. You can all disagree with each other, but in a way, he's saying similar things to you. He is saying he has his doubts with Arteta, but what he's suggesting is this is the first time we've got these players back. Give him a few more games, which isn't the most unreasonable thing I've heard. But then at the same time, bro, let's be honest, Maximus, we've got Burnley next, then we've got Spurs. It's all going to come out in the wash. So whether we're going to have to wait these 2 or 3 games regardless. So I don't think he's saying as bad.
No, I'm not having a go. I'm not having a go at him. What I'm saying is, I'm saying I have the problem with the contentious mentality that we've adopted. Right?
Yeah, I hear that.
That's the problem. I think things need to be. I mean, this guy's been in the job 12 months overdue. Like he has. Like he should have been sacked last November. He should have been. And fans keep let's give him time. He has injuries. Everybody's making excuses for this amateur manager. I don't get what the obsession is with Arteta. There's an obsession with him. Arsenal fans are indoctrinated into this mindset of, because Wenger's poisoned their minds for years. Like, oh, I hate the sacking of managers and all of this. Chelsea been doing it, and you know what? They've been winning, man. Unfortunately, we need to adopt a winning mentality now. Like, this is the days of Wenger and Fergie have gone. We need to get somebody in who's going to win now. That's just what it is.
So listen. We're going to start to call it quits now. Nizam, let him have his final say, Maximus, because you've had a lot of time today, bro. But respect for coming on, and please keep coming back, because I love your opinions, and you've got some really good ones. And you do, as I said, divide opinion as well. But let's respect each other's opinions. We're always Gooner family, so respect Maximus. I'm going to let you go, Nizam.
Have a good one, man. Yes.
You too, brother. Thank you. No, come back again. And Nizam, thank you so much for coming on as well, bro. You're going to finish off with something. You've heard what Maximus has had to say. He feels like, I understand his pain. He's been waiting for a long time. We have been waiting for a long time as fans. So at the end of the day, you can understand where he's coming from. Anything you want to add to that before I let you go?
Look, Lev, I've been watching you guys for quite a while. Whether it is the Arsenal Lounge or AFTV or wherever, I've been watching you guys for quite a while. I'm just as big as an Arsenal fan like you guys. The only difference is I'm not based in London.
That's fine.
So I feel the same sentiments as Maximus. As look, we've been accepting mediocrity for a long time. Look, if you take it in a broader spectrum, many citizens of countries have accepted mediocrity due to government's rule as well, where you kind of just have to accept whatever rule there is. You can't do much about it. If you stand up, you have police or whichever.
I hear that, Nizam, but we pay good money to go and see this club. They've moved us from our home to a bigger stadium. They've asked us to pay a lot of money. We do have a bit of a say on this matter.
No. I don't disagree with you. I feel the same way as you. 100%, I feel the same way. The thing is, we're in the situation that we are at the moment. We can't do much about it. But what we can do is give him till about maybe November.
Okay.
Arteta has no complaints of what he can't do and can do, because it's between him and Edu in terms of the squad that he currently has, the players that they bought.
Yep.
They don't have any distractions of European football.
Well, they don't.
So,
They also don't have any more excuses left, Nizam. That's the thing now. So this is it now, right?
Exactly. So we give him about 2-3 months. Look, if you're not in a better position in the league, if you don't have a better way of playing, if we can't see there's no clear direction of where the club is going, where football is going under Arteta with the players that either he wanted or the players that they have at his disposal. Like, look, some of the guys were saying earlier, they don't understand the style. They don't know which direction you're going. If you want to play 4-4-2, fine, we can do that. If you want to play 3-4-3, which will be more, what do they call this? Playing on the counter attack.
Yeah,
fine,
we can do that on away games and stuff like that. Yeah.
And the Japanese guy that you bought, Natamiyasu, he can slot in there.
So basically, what you're saying is now we've got a lot more flexibility. We can change things around because we've got a bit more in-depth strength now that all our players have returned. Nizam, I'm going to let you go now because it's coming up to sort of the 1 hour 10 mark. So thank you for joining us, and please keep supporting us. We do this every single week. So guys, just can't be pleased at the moment, can we? It's our first 3 points today at home to Norwich. I could see some signs that there was some positivity. I did see a team that did make sense to me. I do still think there's more to come from this team. With the addition of Partey, with ESR back fully fit, it gives us a bit more dimension. I can see some green shoots, but the question mark seems to still remain. Is Arteta the right man for the job? And the answer still seems to be a resounding no in amongst our fans right now. So listen, thank you for joining us today. It's been interesting to hear your views as of always. Monday is going to be a big show. We've got Mo, we've got Tom from Gooner Talk TV. We're going to be running through this game in a lot more detail and hearing their opinions. Massive support on last week's show, almost 10,000 views. Please make sure you attend at 8 p.m. this coming Monday to see me, Mo, Shaheen and Tom from Gooner Talk TV. So we'll see you then. Loungers, thank you again for joining us. I'm Lavanja. This has been the Arsenal Lounge full-time match reaction. I'm out of here.